Bhakti is full of sweetness. Everything about Bhakti is sweet. That's the class. Everything about Bhakti is sweet. The trick is you have to practice Bhakti. That's the trick. The catch is you have to actually practice Bhakti. Everything about Krishna is sweet. The trick is you actually have to serve Krishna. That's the catch. Okay, so we'll do short class. Jnanatimidandasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam jena tasmai shri guruve namaha guruve gaurachandraya radhikaya tadalaye krishnaya krishna bhaktaya tadabhaktaya namo namaha yang pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayano virahakataraya juhavas putreti tanmayataya tarabo vinedustam sarvabhuta hridayam munimanatosmi Seva kunje braje ramye govardhane gidosara radha kunde rasanande tattat seva pradhayakam gurung narayanakyam tang vande vinoda pristakam yat pada smriti matrena damodhara prasiddhati Namam Vishnu padaya Krishna pristaya bhutale shrimate bhakti vedanta swaminiti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani pracharine nirvashesha shinyavari paschatya deshatarine Namam Vishnu padaya charya singha rupane Shrimad Bhakti pragyana keshviti namine Namam Vishnu padaya Krishna pristaya bhutale Shrimate Bhakti siddhanta saraswati namine Namo Gaur Kishoraya Shakshad Vairagyamurte Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujayate Nama Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Surupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravirbhava Bhumestvang Nirdista Sajana Priya Vaishnava Sarvavama Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Jai Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dhasa Raghunatha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradhayine Kalo Kalamasanasaya Janavapataye Namah Jai Navadvipa Navapradipa Prabhava Pasandaga Jaika Singha Svanama Sankijapa Sutradari Chaitanya Chandra Bhagavan Murari Shama Sundar Shikanda Shekara Smeraha Samurali Manohara Radhika Rasika Mam Kripanide Swapriya Charanam Kim Karim Kuru Bhajami Radham Aravinda Netram Smarami Radham Madhura Smitasyam Badami Radham Karuna Baradram Tato Mamanyasti Gatir Nakapi Ha Devi Kaku Varagadgarayadhyavacha Yache Nipatya Bhuvidandavarupatarthi Asya Prasadamavudasya Janasya Kritva Gandharvike Nijaganei Gananam Videhi Ho Bhagyam Nanda Gopa Brajokasam Yanmitrang Paramanandang Purnang Brahma Sanatanam Tavai Vasmi Najivami Tayavina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvam Nayamam Sharanantike Kattayani Mahamaye Mahayoginyadishwari Nanda Gopasutam Devi Patim Me Kurute Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Jai Shri Guruji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai Samasta Rupanu Guru Varg Ki Jai Saparshat Gaur Hari Ki Jai Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Manju Ki Jai Lita Vishakasta Saki Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Ruparati Manjari Adi Manjari Vrinda Ki Jai Ananda Gadi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari 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 Bo Jai. Okay, topic for this morning. Sri Katyani Brat and student life. Right? We have important topics to cover. That's called serious study. Right? What's the point of being in a school if you don't want to study and learn? So a mat is a place where students live and study. It's the definition of a mat. Matanti, vasanti, chatra. A mat or a Vedic ashram, Vaishnav ashram, because there's different kinds of mats. Some mats are in the city, and some mat are in the country. A mat in the country is more like an ashram. A mat in the city is more like a prachar kendra, means a outreach center. So an ashram in the countryside is more specifically emphasizing study. And then the prachar kendra, or the outreach center, is more specifically emphasizing outreach. However, our location is both, because our field of outreach is the world. How? Worldwide, international. How do we access the worldwide web? Right? World Wide Web of Maya. And we are warriors. No. Surgeons. No. Assistants of the doctors who will disentangle trapped living entities, human beings stuck on the web of illusion. Which web? The World Wide Web. Everyone who is accessing the World Wide Web and not listening to Harikatha there or distributing Harikatha there is in Maya. Right? So now my service is to speak the truth. Right? This is my new service. Right? If you don't need anything from anybody, you can say anything to anybody. This is my new motto. My responsibility is to maintain this temple. I am only responsible to my maintainers. I answer to their authority. That means I daily pray for their chastisement. This is my daily meditation. Please chastise me. Please chastise me. It's my daily prayer. Why? Why am I in this world in Maya? Why? Because I'm disobedient, independent enjoyer. Therefore, I am in this world in Maya. Why do you need to be strong and strict? God is love. God isn't strict. God is love. He's not chastisement. But how are you going to realize His love, enter His realm of love, if you are an independent, atheistic, demonistic enjoyer? Therefore, God appears in the form of His avatars, incarnations, to try to change our nature. Many kinds of avatars are there. Some cut, slash, and liberate by force. But it doesn't change the heart. They kill the demons, and demons get impersonal liberation because they're not ready to be personalists. So they stay impersonalists. Liberation, and then your Atma merges with the Brahman, or you wait. It's like purgatory until some great sadhu comes, like Narad Muni, on the way to Vaikuntha, glances in your direction, and then maybe another chance will come. But we are personalists, not impersonalists. Why? Because God is a person. So if we are impersonalists, that means we are going against God. That's the root of atheism. Atheism is impersonalism. God is a person. This is truth. Not everyone follow your truth. Right? This is the material world today. Brotherhood of thieves. That's how Gurudev would describe it. A brotherhood of thieves. Why? Spoiled brats. Why? We are born in this world, we are breathing the air, we are drinking the water, we are exploiting the land, we are taking the land's resources, right? So the problem in this world today is that there are many people following half-truths. And everyone is arguing, follow your half-truth, I'll follow my half-truth, you follow your half-truth, but it's all a quarter, it's a half of a half of a half of a half of a half. So this is good. We shouldn't destroy the earth. We shouldn't exploit her resources. This is good. Why shouldn't we? Because she is like our mother, and we are always consuming her resources. What are we giving back? I was talking about this yesterday. I'm opening a monk school. That doesn't mean only monks will live here. But student life means monks training. Right? That's why kids go to school when they're virgins. Monks. Kumar, Kumari. Western culture doesn't teach that now. Western culture teaches you should start practicing before puberty. Practice sex life. That's Western culture now. Practice because we're going to teach it to you in school. I don't want to speak this, but still, Vaishnavas say this. Sex ed. When should it start? 5, 6, 7. And then you should start practicing, 10, 11. How do I know this? Because I know this from people who tell me I was in school. I was lucky because Guru Ma and Guru Pita and mother, father, and Guru father, my father, who was my first guru, my mother, who was my first guru, and then my second gurus, my teachers in school, and then my eternal guru, my Guru Pad Padma, trained me very seriously. I was very fortunate to never enter the doors of a slaughterhouse school. I was very fortunate. I never had to walk through the doors of a slaughterhouse school, where from my childhood they would be killing me. Not one day, death. Right? Some countries, they farm animals, and then, I'm getting to the sweet part, but don't worry. First is serious. They cut their flesh, and they give them something to heal it. Because if they kill them once, then they can't eat them every day, every year. So they do it again. So this is slaughterhouse education. Right? So when you want to be properly educated, then you come and you're a monk. Then you enter family life. First 25 years of life is monk life. Then marriage, then dharma. After marriage, it's time for dharma. That means now my service is to hold the burdens of society, to serve my parents and elders, to serve society, to give tax. Why should we give tax? Leaders are corrupt. Government is corrupt. That's their corruption. Your duty is to give tax. Why? Because everything you're doing is consuming resources that are God's resources. Mother Earth. She's giving to you everything, and everything is for me. I will enjoy everything. My purpose of life is to enjoy and exploit the world. That is our philosophy. That is atheism. Imagine there's no heaven and no hell, and let's come to some sense of agreement that we shall all enjoy, have a worldwide, what kind of party? Right? The problem with material enjoyment is that you need lower and lower and lower and lower and lower forms of material enjoyment until you're trying to enjoy hell. Bhog. In English, in Hindi they say Bhog karna, means you must enjoy the fruits of your activities. So if you don't develop sattva gun, the path of the world now is enjoyment based on tamagun. So that's why there's so many problems now. Pedophilia, bestiality, lower and lower and lower and lower forms of trying to exploit tamagun for your sense enjoyment, mode of ignorance. Real enjoyment is sattva gun, nirgun. But you have to be serious to approach nirgun tattva, the transcendental tattva, it's actual sattva gun. So this is our problem. That we don't want to actually realize our true nature, and we just think, therefore, there is no God, there is no responsibility. Saying there is no God means I'm not responsible to anyone but my own mind and desire to enjoy my senses. I have no mother and father, but I'm a kid, so I get to play all the time. The problem with that kind of play is, come play in Pleasure Island. Right? Oh, no mother, no father, many kids. World of many kids with no parents means not everyone is a kid. There are also demons that know how to dress up. That's Krishna Lila. Krishna Lila is based on dress-up demons. Right? They dress up to look nice, Putana in disguise. Sakatasur, Bakasur, Pralambasur, Vatsasura. Dress up, and then when you're all just children with no parents, then what happens? Someone comes along and says, oh, I have candy in the van. So we're trying to counter Maya. But the problem is that we're addicted to Maya, and so no one's at fault, we are at fault. Don't blame anyone else. Opportunity is there for us to progress, but we are in the problems we experience are the problems we cause for ourselves. That is the law of karma. The law of karma is that we get what we deserve. It's a sad, cold, hard truth. It's called the law of karma. This is one of the laws that Krishna teaches in the Bhagavad Gita. If we want to go beyond that law, we have to recognize the existence of God. God isn't an idea. That's atheism. Covered atheism. Atheism dresses in many types of garb. But ultimately, God is a person. But when you're not ready for a personal relationship, then you can see him as impersonal. Not in person, impersonal. Right? Not in person. We want to see God impersonal, not in person, not impersonal. But how are we going to do that? We have to go to school. God is love, God is sweet, God is friendly. Right? But he is not forcing us to have a relation with him. That's free will, free love. You can do as you like. You can be in the World Wide Web, samsara, or you can be in Krishna Loka. So, we are here to preach. We are teachers. But first we have to be students. Then we can be teachers. So what does it mean to be a student? To study. Not independent study. It means to have a teacher, then we're a student. Student doesn't mean someone who just reads. I'm a student of what? World Wide Web. So many things on the internet. But I have 2,000 Shiksha Gurus. Who? This YouTuber, that one, this Instagram, that TikTok. These are my Shiksha Gurus. This is called blind, leading the blind, going and falling into a ditch. If I am my own guru, then I don't need a guru. Then I am impersonalist, Mayavadi, demon. So therefore we are students in class. When we are students, then we can progress. The 9 limbs of Bhakti is not a ladder that we progress from. Oh, I did Shravanam for some time, now I'm just doing Kirtan. I heard classes for some time, now I'll just give class. Oh, I did Kirtan for some time, now I'll just do Smaranam. I'll just remember. Oh, I did that for some time, no. Shravanakya, Kirtanakya, Smaranakya, Bhakti are the 3 primary limbs we follow in what's called Swarup Siddha Bhakti. For those who don't know these terms, Shravanakya Bhakti means is to hear, the process of hearing, receiving knowledge through realized sources, to hear. Then Kirtan, to repeat, to glorify, to sing, to exalt, to glorify, to sing, chant. then smaran to remember. These are the three important limbs. So either we are hearing internally, or we are connected to the source in hearing and channeling, or we are hearing daily and then repeating. But kirtan and shravan and smaran are three primary limbs of bhakti. So we are here to train people to actually be able to follow and then preach. Without practicing, preaching is a form of danger to society. It's a form of called utpat, mischievous activity. Without personal practice, preaching is called mischievous behavior. Right? Because we're misleading others because we project our ideas about what is the proper way to live. Right? We emit our frequency, and if our frequency is do whatever the hell you want, because that's what I do. Go out and be a preacher, because that's what I want to be. But if we're not a student, how can we preach? If we're not practicing, how can we teach? Practice. Apne achare kare na kare prachar. We must practice, then we preach. Mahaprabhu said, I will come and I will show by my own example. That is preaching. Preaching is leading by example. So here we are to preach. This is very nice. We're excited. We're students. Very good opportunity. That's why we have to be strict here, because we are a school. So we have to show by example. And we're also preachers. Our interface is the web of Maya, World Wide Web. So therefore we don't have to go door to door when we can go pocket to pocket, phone to phone. Desktop to desktop. Right? Brihad Mridanga means we'll propagate the pure message of the spiritual realm, God and His associates, Radha and Krishna, and then as we become students, then we can become receivers of eternal sweetness and bliss. Said parents with their children, first 16 years have to be strict. Not cruel, loving. But if you just let them do willy-nilly whatever they want, then it just causes them to suffer. There's a story of a boy who went and stole a pencil and showed his mum. And she was, okay, no problem, you're my son, no problem. After some time, he stole another thing. This, stole another thing, stole another thing. When he was a man, young man, he was captured for a big theft, big robbery and injury to others. And he was going to be punished. What kind of punishment? Capital punishment. Ancient kingdom. Last wish. Who do you want to see? Mummy. Oh, Mum. She came. Oh, my son. You're going to die. And she was crying. My son, my dear darling son. And he called the guards. He said, you want to kill me? You should also punish her. You're killing me to be a thief now, but when I stole a pencil and gave it to her, she didn't say anything. Then I stole something else, she didn't say anything. One day I gave her a watch, she was happy. She is a thief, therefore I am a thief. Son of a thief. So therefore, parenting means love, and love manifests in the form of chastisement. If a parent isn't willing to correct, it means they're not willing to do the difficult task of real love. So Chanakya Pandit says, first you raise, then you love. And love is always there at every step of the way. This is love and affection. I know this because I lived in a monastery for 16 years, and I know something about what is love and affection. I know from my personal experience, day in, day out, over 16 years, and also as a child. Why was Gurudev wanted me to be a monk, brahmachari, and my friends, my family, my parents, my teachers said, hey, brahmachari. Right? Anytime, my dad never let me go and hang out with the people who were smoking, drinking, sex, this and that. Very strict. So here I am, never smoke, never drink, no sex, this, that, seriously following. Why? Because protection. No, to be a parent means your children are the parents. That's parenting. Proper parenting means your children are in charge, and whatever they tell you to do, you do it. Right? Everyone is a god and goddess. My 3-year-old god, my 4-year-old god, my 5-year-old goddess, right? We'll be 5-year-old goddess. We'll be 10-year-old goddess. We'll be 20-year-old demoness. We are eternal servants. Then we can understand love. First, understand service. Love is all sweetness. We're all eternal lovers of God, eternal children of God. To enter that realm, we must be strict. So therefore, if we can't be serious here, we can't be serious anywhere. How can we preach if we don't practice? This is a school first. This is first a school. Why? Because we're not in the city. City means first primary focus is outreach. But this is a mat where we're a school, and then our primary focus in the school is to train people to preach, outreach. And then as soon as you're training and getting trained, then you can start today, you can start today, you can start today, you can start right now, you can start in half an hour, in 10 minutes, go preach. But our principle that we teach is that you must practice. So what are you going to preach? Chant Harinam. If you don't practice it, how can you say it? It's duplicity. If you can't practice it, you shouldn't say it. Or it's a form of cheating. And that's what's causing all the distrust in religion. The distrust in spiritual society is that the priest told me this, but he's doing this. The Pope told me this, but he's doing what? Bishops, cardinals, this, that, swamis, gurus. So we have to be strict, otherwise we can't preach. And what do we preach? We preach, practice spiritual life. So we're countercultural. That means we're against the culture of Maya. Our service is to give the medicine to cure the disease of illusion. That means it's counter to mainstream. Which mainstream? Every mainstream. Everyone. That's what I said yesterday. I don't care if you support Trump or Biden, conservative, liberal, left, right, you're all bogus. You're all bogus. Trump is bogus, Biden is bogus, Hillary is bogus, DeSantis is bogus. They're all bogus. Elon Musk is bogus, Kanye is bogus, the people who don't like them are bogus. Everyone is bogus in this world. Until you surrender and follow your class and course to realize I am a soul, I'm not this body, there's a God, I have some relationship and responsibility, I'll follow my duties, my dharma, and I'll advance. Then you can understand love. What is love? Our ultimate focus is love of God. And everyone's trying to follow according to their understanding. Everyone's advancing gradually. The problem is that they don't want to be followers, they want to be leaders. Trump, Ron, Biden, this, that, other. Who is their guru? Ron DeSantis has a guru, Trump has a guru, Biden has a guru, Hillary has a guru, Elon Musk has a guru, Kanye has a guru. Everyone else talking and arguing on Twitter as a guru? No, they all want to be gurus. Everyone wants to be guru, no one wants to be disciple. Everyone wants to be God, no one wants to serve God. Then how are you going to love God? This is the problem. Everyone wants God's love while also being a spoiled, dirty, smelly, demonic child. Why? I am consuming and enjoying and controlling others, right? I can eat a hamburger and tell people to love God. What is this? It's complete nonsense. Eating a cow who is your mother, giving you everything, giving you milk. So at least some religions have enough decency to say, don't eat the cow while drinking her milk. Right? Kosher. That means there's knowledge that this is sin. Because in Vedic culture, those who have tamagun, bad nature, ignorant nature, they can't control themselves. So Sasha says, okay, do a yagya, take. But you know what they whisper when they slaughter the animal? Mang sa, sa mam. Today I will eat you, tomorrow you will eat me. I'm sorry. It's not an apology like, okay, it's fair. Oh, I'm going to kill you today. Oh, I'll kill you today, but don't worry, next life you'll kill me. So you didn't want to kill me. It wasn't like you made a trade agreement with me. You made a trade agreement with the animals? Oh, handshake. Today I'll kill you, next life you'll kill me, and they agree, you agree? That's agreement, consent. So you have no right to harm any other entity. But we're in the material world. The nature of the material world is violence. Jiva jivasya jivanam. Hingsa. Violence is the nature of this world. That's why Radharani said, I don't want to go there. Krishna in the spiritual world said, Radharani, let's go to the world. She said, this is your job. Parshuram. Kalki. Killing, destroying. You like this ras. I don't want to go. She said, I'll go only if my Giriraj is there, my Jamuna is there, my friends are there, 12 forests of Vrindavan are there, and I'll never leave Vrindavan. I'll stay in my spiritual world, in the material world. Because that is Martya Loka, world of death. Why is it the world of death? Because we're all killing each other. Thinking we love. Killing each other every day. I will enjoy you, I will enjoy you. Everyone wants to enjoy each other. No one wants to serve and love each other. So, I won't go too late, but this is a premise. Why is it important that we're serious students? Because we have a serious service to do. Right? We have serious service to do. And if we can't start here, charity begins at home, we can't do it anywhere else. So we're serious students, we're preachers, teachers. But that means not utpat, mischievous, right? People aren't stupid, and no one's bad. Everyone is good, soul is sinless, but they're trapped in illusion, suffering. We don't know why we suffer, and we blame everyone. Oh, it was an act of God. God made the hurricane come. God made the forest fire come. God burnt down my house. No, it was an act of myself. My karma, my country's karma, my own reparations. This is reparation. God is pure. Soul is pure. But until I can evolve beyond this suffering in Maya, I will not realize that. Therefore, study means, if we're serious students, very quickly we can experience the love of God and relationship with God. Very quickly. Why? Because if we become serious, then God will appear to us in the form of Guru. Tasmad gurung prapaddeta jigyasu shreya uttamam shabde parecha nishnatam brahmani upasamashrayam. I will come, Krishna Kripa Ganamurti, and teach you. And you can enter my line and go to the spiritual worlds and stop your suffering in Maya as an independent enjoyer. Fighting with each other, enjoying each other, all following your own mind. So we want to be serious. This is our desire to follow our Guru Pad Padma. Therefore, serious doesn't mean punishment. Serious means basic following. So if we have 45-minute class, right? So we started at 7:45. That means we go to 8:30, but we'll go short, 8:50, no problem. But I came late because I was collecting people, right? No problem. But we're a serious school here. Once you're serious, then everything is fun. Because everything is sweet about Bhakti. This is my point. Everything is sweet about Bhakti, so I'm giving strong punishment, this, that, scrubbing, cleaning. The point is not that. The point is not people are bad or bogus. The point is that everyone is trying to enjoy this world, exploit each other, and then find problems outside. That's a politician. Definition of a politician is to point at external problems and pretend to be the solution. I'll be the solution. Look at all these problems. These people are bad. Half of the country is bad on this side, so I'm advocate of this side. And I need to convince some of those team members to come on my team, so I get 50.5%, 51%. So we are against the mainstream, because we're counterculture. That means both sides are nonsense. Liberals are nonsense, conservatives are nonsense, left is nonsense, right is nonsense, Trump is nonsense, Biden, it's all bloody nonsense. Half-baked truth. Why do people not want to follow religion now? Because everyone teaching religion is bogus. Not following, not practicing. So they say you water down everything if you don't want to follow or you're afraid of following or you're not following. So that's why I was talking about Guru Tattva. You water it down because either you don't want to follow or the person teaching doesn't want to follow. So you water down everything out of existence. Right? So everything's watered down. That's most religion. Water it down because no one can follow. And I don't want to follow, so I don't want to teach it. There's a story of a king. The king said, tomorrow I want to fill this empty pond with milk. Why? Because I have a big yajna to perform, I have to give charity, we have to make a lot of sweet rice, we have thousands, back, even now, people feed 15,000 a day, 20,000 a day, 50,000 a day. So I want this pond filled with milk. Tomorrow. He said in the morning of 24 hours. Morning time he came, what did he see? Water. No milk. Why? Everyone had watered it down. Everyone thought, oh, my neighbor will definitely bring milk. I'll bring water. This person will bring milk, I'll bring water. Why? Milk is for me. Right? Darling, daughter, and my curly son. Not for service. Therefore we should give tax. King is asking, give. There's one way that you don't have to give tax only. You serve God. How do you serve God? In household life, serving God means serving society. Righteous, dharmic society. And in America you have a tradition that you can give your taxes to a church, right? Tax exempt. Right? But still something has to be given. But if you're a full-time monk, only serving God, and if you're really serving God, what does that mean? You're serving God's people. That's what it means to be a sannyasi. Oh, I'm a sannyasi, I just sit and chant Harinam and do bhajan. If your bhajan is supporting the whole world by its power, then that is service to God. Because our acharyas do that. But also, you have to understand, you're in this world to help God's people. There's no different people, this group, that group. There's all God's people. It's all one people. This race, that God, this God, that God. All different flavors for God to approach people in the way that they can see Him and receive Him according to their gradations and modes of nature. But really there's only one, and they're all God's people. So our service is, if we're serving everyone, then the government also supports us. Then we're servants. That's why we're called ministers. This place is a place to train and house ministers. Right? That is our standard here. We're a place to train ministers and where ministers reside. That means training center. So then we can go forward. Then as soon as we're ready to go forward, life becomes very sweet. Right? Because if you go to school and study hard, you can become wealthy and get whatever you want. If you go to school and you're a punk and don't learn anything, then what happens? Your eternal life, you're a slave to someone else. So everything is sweet about bhakti. Everything we do is sweet. Kirtan is sweet. Prasadam is sweet. If we're following bhakti, everything is sweet. If we're not following bhakti, then the idea of following bhakti is bitter. Oh, I have to do something. I have to hear about Krishna. So this is only setting the scene so that then we can hear about Krishna Lila. And what is the mood of Shirati Radhika? What is the mood of Krishna? What are the mood of the Brajabasis? What are their pastimes? But only honey leads to diabetes. So some apple cider vinegar can kill bacteria and make us strong. So some class is apple cider vinegar, some class is honey, and some is mixed. But mostly, so many sweet devotees, so we have to speak sweet. Nighttime is very sweet. Morning is very strong. Nighttime is soft and sweet. Morning time is strong, study. Study class. Be a good student class. Life is meant to be blissful at every step. That's Mahaprabhu's instruction. Anandam buddhivaranam pratipadam purna amrita swaranam. At every step you should be tasting bliss. In London I gave a class, and I started the class by saying, I give you two options. You'll never suffer again, or you'll always be blissful. Which one do you want? You'll never suffer again, I promise. Never, never suffer again, or you'll always be blissful. Shunyavadi. Nothing. You want to never suffer? Become nothing. Cease to exist. You always want to be blissful, then develop a loving relationship with God. That's bliss at every step. How do you do that? Now we talk about Tattva. Tattva, Vaishnava Tattva, Gaur Tattva, Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva, Paramatma Tattva, Jiva Tattva, all the Tattvas. First establish the basis. I'm suffering. I want to get out. That's when you approach Tasmad Gurung. First, you recognize that in this world, if I look back at my life, right, what happens is we become devotees and we stop suffering like we used to. And then we get complacent and we don't have good teachers because we don't want to be taught. So guidance is a daily affair. Right? This is another topic. Everyone says, I want to be under guidance. I'm under Anugatya. Guidance, guidance, guidance. Guidance doesn't mean once every 5-10 years, 2-3 years, 1 year. Guidance means, am I following the guidance? When I follow, then I get the capacity, I deserve some more instructions. First, follow the instructions you receive. So what are the instructions we receive? Nam Shrista Manopi, chant Harinam. That's first taking guidance. Sit and chant Harinam, then we're taking guidance. Then we're under guidance. Then, hear Harikatha, now we're taking guidance. Do Guru Puja, now we're taking guidance. Practice Bhakti, now we're taking guidance. Then, eventually, your jaundiced disease of ignorance will go away, and then you're blissful at every step. Pratipadam Purna Amrita Swadanam. At every step, you're tasting nectar. Why? Because Bhakti is blissful. Its nature is bliss. It gives bliss to the soul, gives bliss to Krishna. Serving the deities is blissful engagement. Hearing Harikatha is bliss. Chastisement is bliss, because it's leading me to eternal bliss. So I want to never suffer, then you become nothing. I want to always be blissful, and I follow Bhakti Yoga very seriously. Until I'm free from actual samsara, right? Then I follow seriously. Because I know from practical experience, people who are suffering like in a hellish condition, mental mindscape of hell, and then they come to devotees and they're happy. But then again, they start inching backwards into hell. We think, I'm safe now, I'm happy now, and I'll still do the same things I did when I was in hell, but I'll just be around devotees. I'll be around devotees, but I'll still live as if I'm in hell. Then it's called, you're not treading water, but you're in the current of Maya, so you're going to go back. So sadhana is treading water. Whatever point you get to, you stay there. Don't give an inch. My Harinam, Sankhya Purvak Nam, everything. Don't give an inch. Otherwise, you're just treading water and then it'll pull you back. So you want to go forward in bhakti, first stay where you're at. Whatever stage you've reached, stay. And then you can talk about forward progress. But Maya is sweeping us backwards all the time. Entropy, Kali Yuga, this age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So we want to go forward. This is our movement. Movement means moving forward. Krishna consciousness movement. Hare Krishna movement. So therefore you hold your place and then gradually move forward. Right? Shraddha, Nishta, right? Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Narti Nivritti. All these stages we have to recognize. What stage am I at? Hand on my heart. And move forward. Then life is not hard. Bhakti is not hard and painful. We're not asking people to chant 3 lakhs a day and to fast. Like Raghunath Das Goswami, if our temple, we say, oh, School of Haridas Thakur, University of Raghunath Das Goswami, Gokshalas Babaji Maharaj. Are you in the University of Raghunath Das Goswami? That means every day you get 1 leaf cup of buttermilk, thin, not American buttermilk. Water, milk, buttermilk. Right? And all day and night, you only get 1 outfit. What is that outfit? Like Jagadish Prabhu's. Right? You get one lower cloth to your knees, and some upper cloth. Here it's cold, so we get a sweater, right? But it also means strict sadhana. Haridas Thakur means 3 lakhs Harinam a day. Then we're in the school of Haridas Thakur. So we're not in the school of Haridas Thakur, we're in the school of Baby Das. Baby Das. So Baby Das school is good. Baby Das means chant a few rounds, eat breakfast, go to Arti, hear Harikatha, do some seva. Because we're alive, we shouldn't enjoy and consume and exploit. We should serve. Our nature is to serve, but really we should love. As soon as you love, then nothing is service again. It's all love. Loving engagement. Once you love, then service and love are synonymous. It's like saying the same thing. Do some seva means love. And love means do some seva. Because if you love someone, you want to be with them and you want activity. Service is an activity, which is an expression of your love. So if you love, then it's not seva, it's just love. Then it's prem seva, loving service. Then love and service are synonymous. Love without service means I'm dead. I love you, but I'm dead. Because I don't want to do anything. If I love you, I want to show it. I want to express it. The more you love, the more you want to show your love and receive love. Oh Krishna, when will you show me this? So the more you love, you want engagement. So our principle is, bhakti is blissful. But to get to the stage of bliss in bhakti means practice sadhana bhakti, to achieve bhav bhakti. So Gurudeva said, I want my disciples to achieve it in this lifetime. As much as you can. If you're not aiming at bhav bhakti, then you're not doing sadhana bhakti. That's Sastra, Rupa Goswami. Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhavasa sadhana vida nitya sadasya bhavasa prakrityam kriti sadhyata. Unless you're aiming at the perfection of spiritual life, you're not practicing spiritual life. So that's how we're countercultural. We preach that you should practice. And therefore we must practice. That's our philosophy. We preach that you should practice. Start with 1 round, start with 1 arti, start with approaching a sadhu, hearing Harikatha, try to develop a little faith, then search 1-2 years, maybe I can find some teacher, find a guru, search. As soon as you start that prayer in your heart, you'll start to find it. You hear so many stories. Gopamataji tells, so many people tell, I wanted a teacher. From the very beginning of ISKCON, right? The first 2 people, they were looking, reading Bhagavad Gita, but they knew, because it said in the Bhagavad Gita, it's not enough to read the Bhagavad Gita, tadvidi pranipatina, you must approach spiritual master. That's anugatya. If you want serious progress, then you take anugatya. If you want not serious progress, you do simple things, like chant a few rounds, follow Ekadashi. Don't eat meat. If you want serious practice and serious progress, then you have to follow and be under guidance. Guidance means shiksha guru. Guidance is having a teacher who guides you. You don't have a teacher if you're not taking classes. Oh, I heard from my shiksha guru 5 years ago, something. Then how are you a disciple? You're a bogus disciple. Shiksha guru means regular guidance until I achieve a platform where I'm elevated. And if I'm following their instructions, I'm under their guidance. So that's okay. But that means following. Not talking about following, it means following what they have said. Otherwise, they won't give us instructions, because to not follow is an offense. So they'll give us suggestions. You could do this, you could do that. When they know you're ready to follow, then they'll give you an instruction. Otherwise, they don't bother, because it's not good for you. So when they know you're really ready to follow, then you'll give an instruction. Otherwise, they'll just give an idea, suggestion. So anyhow, everything is sweet about bhakti. That's the principle. Everything is sweet about bhakti, because what gets us to eternal sweetness is sweet. But we have to go through that stage of anartha nivritti, purification of our bad tendencies. That's it. As soon as we can purify our bad tendencies, then we're blissful. Right? Sangsara dhavanala loka. Get out of the forest fire. Then you're blissful. You want to be blissful within the forest fire. That's the problem. I want to be happy while I can do all the things that make me miserable. I want to eat meat, I want to smoke, intoxication, illicit sex, fighting, quarreling, hypocrisy, deceit, and also be blissful, and also be in charge, and also be guru, and also be God. We want everything in one big package. I'm God, and I'm guru, and I enjoy and exploit. So who is the problem? I am the problem. Why? If you are God and you are guru and you're harming another God. So if you're God, then the cow is God. So why are you eating God? Oh, I'm God, I'm eating God, but why is the cow suffering? What gives you that right? That means, okay, the cow is God, you're making it suffer, so that God will make you suffer. Mang sa sa mam. That's the point. If everyone's God and you can cause suffering to others, then they are also God. They'll say, tit for tat. I'll make you suffer. Mang sa sa mam. What you eat, eats you. So in Vedic culture, they whisper that in the ear. What you eat, eats me. So I give you that permission, and I'm sorry. It's my mistake. I'm very sinful. I love to eat meat. I can't give it up. That's what they whisper when they do the slaughtering. So anyhow, this is not our topic. Our topic is Radha Kunj, Seva Kunj, Radha Krishna. That's our evening class. But this is our premise. Premise is important. If we're not serious students, then we are failing students. Failing the class. If we're not coming to class, we're automatically failing the class. Okay, so no problem. Everything is glorious, everything is great. Krishna's chastisement is sweet. I'm not chastising, I'm just speaking the truth. And everyone is here, so everything is great. Right? Only one boy is hiding. Right? But no problem. Jagadish Prabhu can go talk to him. Right? Do you want everyone to not have lunch today? So I have one option. You can put in sick leave notice. Right? If you don't want to come to morning class, you can put in sick leave notice. Oh, I'm sick today. No problem. You get so many days sick, 2 weeks sick, 3 weeks. No problem. If you're really sick, then if you're really sick, that's good. Because then we can take you to the hospital. I'm just saying in general. A general rule. I'm setting a general rule. If someone is sick, then we take them to the doctor. Or if they're a little bit sick and they don't need to go to the doctor, then they let us know, okay, we're sick. If you're not in a coma, let us know. But that's okay. If you're sick, you rest, no problem. But really, we shouldn't be just sick of study. We shouldn't be sick of guidance and being in school, because this is a school. That's the point. If you're sick of school, you don't have to be in school. And no one likes to be a student. I don't like to be a student. But I am a student. And now I'm also here as a teacher. That's my service. Okay? Please forgive me. This is not for you. This is for the World Wide Web. We teach people to practice. Therefore, we must practice. Otherwise, we are the problem. If I'm teaching someone something and I'm not practicing it, I am the problem now. So we don't want to be the problem. We want to help serve the solution. Okay? Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo.